Hello and welcome, friends. Welcome to my channel. Let me have a sip first. So today I am spilling some tea, guys, about how I sold my friend out. Yo, guys. So as you know, this channel is all about student tips, student guidance, youth guidance, really diving into issues that concern us as young people, but also tales. So I'll be telling a couple of stories here and then, and this is one of those stories. All right. So back when I was in high school, you remember the video that I shot about the crush with my school teacher, that I spoke about a girl named Cindy, and she was my friend. Anyway, for the purpose of this video, we're not going to call her Cindy. We're going to call her Cece. Yeah, I think Cece is appropriate. So, yeah, guys. So now, Cece and I had been friends since like grade 9 because we were put in the same class. But now this story is about when we were in grade 12, right? Now, I'd always been artistic, like writing poems and stuff like that. And I had joined this poetry society in the town that I lived in. I'm not going to mention, just for privacy. And then anyway, I had joined, and there were poetry sessions like every single Friday at the museum, right? So me being me, I'm like, hey, Cece girl, wanna come with me? I'm performing. There's other people there and all that stuff. Now there's a guy who had founded the whole poetry society in that town, right? And for the purpose of this video, we're gonna call him Mdladla, right? Yeah, we're just gonna call him that. anyway, Mdladla is now the organizer of this thing, right? And so him and I were quite close because I was one of the artists that would perform and stuff like that. And Mdladla had about, I think, 3 or 4 brothers, and we were all just like connecting. But now, out of that group, there was another guy, guys. Yeah. This guy's name was Vince, okay? This Vince guy was friends. He used to play basketball with one of the guys that we did poetry with. So this Vince guy would, support our poetry sessions because he's like, okay, you guys are doing good. He wasn't much of a poet, but he was just like coming to support. Anyway, so remember now I said I took Cece to the sessions, right? So Cece being a girl, all our hormones are all up, and I mean we are in matric, we think we've made it in life. Yeah, guys. Cece starts like flirting with, Mdladla, and Mdladla enjoys it, and he like flirts back and all that stuff. Meanwhile, Vince as well is also like, guys, also flirting with my friend. So now my friend is in between these two guys, right? I'm like, she can handle herself. Now, mind you, my friend used to get Hloland, right? That means she used to go for virginity testing. She went to this church called Ushembe, if I'm not mistaken. And so, it was practice for her to go and check every few months that she's still a virgin. Now, me, on the other hand, my family didn't believe in that. Like, my family is just like, as long as you're not pregnant, so right now it's all good, you good, right? Whereas with her, it was different. Like, her family was like, look, we want you to go check, we want to know if the hymen is still there and all that stuff. Anyway, so fine, she goes, and she tells me, listen, friend, it was this one Friday. I think that's when I started noticing it. I think we had gone to the poetry session on a Friday. I think a few weeks later or so, she's like, look, do you mind accompanying me? We're going to Vince's house. Now, Vince stayed in town, right? So I'm like, and our school is also in town, but you had to take a taxi from town to like get to our school. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, man. I mean, let's go. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? We're all just gonna watch TV. So anyway, it's me. It's one of the guys that I mentioned that was also part of the poetry sessions, and now it's Vince. Now, me and the other guy had always been like flirting, but it was not like anything serious. I mean, this guy was just like a nice, humble guy. We still get along till today. Anyway, so fine, we get to Vince's house. Now, mind you, I'm aware that she had a vibe with the Mdladla guy, you know, the poetry organizer. And now also she's got a vibe with this other one. So I'm just like, my girl is busy. Anyway, I was a very late bloomer, so like, yeah. There wasn't much happening in that department for me. Anyway, so fine, but I trusted because you know she went for this virginity testing, so I was like, ah, my friend will be fine. She knows how to handle herself. Let me have a sip. Anyway, so fine, we chill, I think, at this guy's house. We have a good time. They exchange numbers. So now clearly, you know, they like each other. Fine, life continues. I think it was second semester when my friend said to me, listen, I think it was during exam time when you finish early and you can go wherever. Where my friend said, listen, I'm going to spend some time with Vince again, and you know. So now I'm thinking, okay, fine, you know, she'll be okay. He won't. I was positive he wouldn't rape her. Like, that's one thing I knew for sure. And I was just like, you know, they'll be fine. Anyway, so she goes, I don't know how many times she visited, and every time she came back, she had this excitement. You know when your friend comes excited about a guy and she tells you, and she has this sparkle in her eyes, and my friend was short, right? So she had this thing, she's like, and my friend like, and he kissed me, like, and my friend used to always, you guys, if there are kids in this video, please go. And anyway, my friend and I used to always talk about the grip because one of our teachers used to talk about the grip. And so my friend was like, friend, I've got the grip. So like, chances are whoever I will spend time with will be like hooked because I've got the grip. So she comes, she's like, oh my God, friend, like we kissed and oh my God, I've got the grip. So you know what's going to happen. Now, to those who don't know, the grip is long labias, right? That's what it is. If your labia is long, they call it amalebe in my language. And then, you know, in what's the word? In slang, I'm going to use that word. We call it, you know, long labias. Anyway, so she's like, I knew I've got the grip, friend. Like, I know I can just like turn his life around just like that. I'm like, I will, friend, remember you and the church and the you know. Hey guys, my friend is like in love. She continues visiting this guy, and sometimes we all visit together, but like obviously they disappear in the room. I don't know where this guy's parents were, but maybe they were working or whatever, I don't know. So sharp, fine, they get along, you know, they eventually do it. Now, mind you, my friend is a virgin, right? So now when she's telling me she just gave it up to Vince, I'm thinking, okay, so clearly the other guy is just not in the picture anymore. The poetry guy, Mdladla. So fine. They then then hook up with this guy, and then she comes back and she tells me that they did it and how it was, and I'm like, first of all, because she went to such a radical church, friends, like you don't understand. Like, some of you will understand, but if you go to that type of church, you are shamed for losing your hymen, guys. And like, I'm not trying to be ridiculous or anything. Like, they will, if you are, for example, a virgin, you will sit in with a group of the other ntombis of virgins, right? You can go to church without wearing a headscarf and stuff like that. Once you lose your virginity, guys, they place you with the mamas, right? The old ladies, the people who are known to basically have a license for bedroom matters. Now, if you are a young girl and you are not married and you are placed to sit there, it is considered to be a shame. Like, you are honestly ridiculed. Anyway, so fine. I'm thinking she knows all of this because I mean, it's her church, she knows. And even the testing, like, once they test you and they find out that you are no longer a virgin, honey, it's lit for you. It is so lit because I've heard stories of women putting in like pieces of red meat in there, and woo, guys, I've heard some of the most weirdest stories to try and mimic the hymen. Imagine. Anyway, people do what they need to do to survive. So anyway, my friend, I don't know how she navigated through the getting tested part, and how she navigated through church, or maybe she just stopped going. I don't know. Anyway, so fine, after a few times of like them hooking up, she and Vince now, Vince gets bored, friends. Like, I don't know whether that's what he wanted. He just wanted to smash and then leave. I don't know, because he never told me what was going on. He would just like, your friend's nice and all that stuff. And also remember, all I remember is my friend telling me, oh my God, friend, the kiss was amazing. So I'm thinking, she's got herself. Anyway, as long as she used condoms and she's not pregnant, I'm just like, friend, like, whatever you do, be safe. Vince breaks her virginity. Vince then, I think they try dating, but things don't work out, like, very shortly after they've, done the deed. And then my friend is now in tears. Like, she's so sad. Life is tough. Like, this guy can't even go and pay damages at a house because now he's taken a virginity. Anyway, I tell a friend, you're not too young, you can still get someone, at least you're not pregnant. The whole speech you give your friends to motivate them when like shit hits the fan, right? Just to make them have a bit of self-esteem. So fine. This happens, she gets over him, we continue with our matric. Towards the end of the year, she tells me, look, friend, me and the poetry guy, Mdladla, are actually an item. You have to understand, like, the first guy already for me was a concern in terms of the way things happened. And I felt so responsible because I thought, you know what, I'm the one that brought her to the space. I'm the one who introduced her to these guys, and now this guy now breaks her virginity and then he like, low-key disappears. So I'm like feeling snap. I sold my friend out. I honestly felt like I sold my friend out. But now she's telling me she's hooking up with this one. So I'm like, okay, you're hooking up with this one. Let's just put gear one. Let's just play it slow. Take your time. All that stuff. So fine, they continue dating. No things seem to be different. This case, this guy is like, no, legit, he's into her. Things are going fine. Sex is great as well, apparently. Anyway, the following year, I moved to, a different city, a different province where I was going to now pursue my studies. First year, my friend, for some reason, moves to a bigger city, still same province, bigger city with the same guy. Few months later, she calls me and says they are living together with Mdladla, the poetry guy now. I'm like, things must be going well, right? I mean, I'm happy for you. Guys, few months down the line, my friend calls me and says she's pregnant. Now, mind you, at this stage, I'm just like, okay, what are we going to do? What is he saying? You were living with him. What does it mean? All that stuff. And then I think a few months, or even before she gave birth, the guy already made someone else pregnant. The relationship was already rocky. She had to move from that city, move back into her mother and father's house with the pregnant belly. And I think from then on, our relationship just like frizzled out because I was just like, look, initially I felt very responsible. I felt like I sold my friend out because I introduced her to these guys, and now these guys aren't necessarily the nicest people. And first of all, damages have not been paid. Secondly, now she's pregnant, you know? And surely these guys speak, guys talk. Oh, men talk, guys. You think girls talk? Like, men talk, guys. Like, and I am sure, I'm almost certain that he knew, the second guy knew that she had been with that one. And in fact, even when this one, the first guy, because remember, they were all at the same place, the poetry session, that's where everyone met. So, like, all I'm gonna say is to people who have friends like that, honestly, like, there's only so much you can do. And I just learned that, look, at the end of the day, I can only control my behavior and my actions, and I can guide my friends and advise them. But if they decide to go and screw up their lives one way or the other and not have safe fun, then there is nothing I can do about it. There's nothing I can do about it. Telling you the story now, that Mtlatla guy has about 4 kids now. And my friend, I don't know, I think she still has that one kid, but I'm not close to her anymore because I was just like, I think over the years, as you grow, you meet different things, you go to varsity in different provinces, things just change. But for me, I just, I honestly felt like she wasn't thinking for herself. And you guys can comment, you can judge me, it's fine. But for a person who felt responsible initially, I feel no guilt anymore because I know that it was not my fault. So anyway, guys, cheers. Thank you for listening to my story time. Please like, comment, subscribe. I want to hear what you think. I'm definitely going to be recording more story times because there is so much. In fact, I think the next story time, I don't know if I'll regret telling you this, but the next story time I'm going to record is about how I gave a guy my whole salary. Like, guys, my whole salary. I'll explain how that went. Cheers, and thank you so much for the love. Bye.